Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Real Talk with Sacha. I'm your hostess, Sacha Johnston. Tonight, we are going to talk about the most magical event in Albuquerque, and that is Le Dîner en Blanc. Before we tell you what Le Dîner en Blanc is all about, we have a video to share with you from last year's event. So take a moment and enjoy. Le Dîner en Blanc is the most magical evening every year in Albuquerque, and tonight my guests are the hosts and organizers of Le Dîner en Blanc. We have Crichlow and Amy Slater. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Sarah, why don't you tell us what Dîner en Blanc is?
So Dîner en Blanc is a huge secret dinner party that is held somewhere in the city that is outdoor public space that highlights what is unique and special about Albuquerque. So this year we're expecting about 2,000 guests, so it's a pretty significant number. Everyone dresses in head to toe white, and it's like fancy schmancy. You have to bring all of your own picnic supplies, so that includes a table, chairs, plates, silverware, napkins, glasses, food if you would like, and then decor. So we have a lot of people that really go all out in decorating their tables and making it a really special moment. Yes.
So guests bring all of their picnic supplies. They show up at a location where they get on a bus, and then the bus takes them to this secret location. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And how many pickup locations do you guys have this year, Amy?
I believe we have 8 pickup locations throughout the city, and so you can find one that's close to you or close to where you work. We do put this out in advance so you can plan, and you want to plan where your friends will be as well, because those departure points are who you will sit with when you do arrive on location. So coordinate with your buddies and pick which sites that you want to depart from so you can all sit together on site.
So this is an amazing event every year. You have a dinner, there's a white napkin ceremony, there's a sparkler ceremony, and then there's almost always some sort of entertainment and wow factor, and then there's a DJ at the end for dancing. So you guys have set up an incredibly amazing event with tons of stuff to do, and there's almost always interactive artwork as well. I know most years you guys have been able to incorporate some of that also. So I'm looking forward to what you've done for this year. I know that there's a third organizer who's not able to join us today. David was not able to make it, but he's kind of the third musketeer out of you three.
That's right. Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite parts of this event? Amy, what do you like about the event the most?
I'm an oddball. I love the chaos. I think it's quite fun to see 2,000 people converge on a site, and as much as they don't know where they're going, their bus leaders and their group leaders corral them into their space, and then there's this beautiful calm while there's dinner, and that change of energy from the calm with dinner into the excitement with the sparklers into the dancing and the bouncing with that part back into like the release at the end of the night.
And Sarah, what do you enjoy about the event so much?
I love so much is that it puts Albuquerque on an international stage in such a positive way. So we really have a premier event here. It is known by anyone who comes to it from another city, like we do it right here. And I'm proud of that, of course. But mostly I love Albuquerque. I was born and raised here, and I love that we have such a cool, amazing thing that happens here that puts such a positive light on our city.
I agree, and I love that how year after year I'll see a lot of the same people over and over again. But no matter how many years I attend, I still have people coming up to me saying, oh, I've been dying to go to this, I want to check it out. And it's by invitation only, of course. So you either have to get on a wait list or you have to be invited by someone who's already attended.
That is true. We always like to tell people that are interested in coming, though, you can pretty much get in.
Yeah.
So the wait list, we save a pretty good amount of spots every year for the wait list.
Hundreds of spaces are saved for that.
Yeah. So we very rarely have anyone that says, oh, I didn't get in because it sold out. Mostly it's because they just didn't know about it in time.
But we do sell out year
we sell
over
out.
year
And
over year.
Yeah, and we sell out fast.
Yes,
so you
we
need
do.
to be on time when your registration phase opens.
Yes.
Well, ladies, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will tell all of our viewers how they can get in without going on the wait list. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
We're here this evening with the organizers and hosts of the Neon Blanc Albuquerque, Sarah and Amy. And tonight we're going to tell our viewers how there's many different ways that they can get into this event. And as we mentioned before, this event is only made possible through sponsors. There's lots of local companies and even international ones who will sponsor the event or different parts of the event. So ladies, why don't you tell some of our viewers how they might be able to get in?
So the tickets for Dene and Blanc go through 3 different phases. Phase 1 is for those that attended last year. Phase 2 is for those that were sponsored by somebody that received a ticket in that phase 1 phase. That is actually the secret tip, is that that's one of the easiest times to get your ticket. So find a friend that got theirs, have them sponsor you. Phase 3 is for the wait list, and it is, again, there's hundreds of tickets saved for this. You just need to be fast. So when that date arrives, be ready to go. Your ticket, it's just like a concert. First come, first serve. But other ways is we are lucky enough to have a couple sponsors that give us just mountains of help. And with their help, we are able to offer some extra phase 1 tickets. And do you want to tell about those too?
Our sponsored activations.
Yeah.
Yes. So our title sponsor is Sandia BMW, and they have been a sponsor since the 2nd year.
And they even throw our preview party.
They are the.
So
yes.
we'll tell our viewers how they can attend the preview party as
Tell
well.
you all about that. And so one of the things that we do with our sponsors is we give them activations for people to get into the phase 1 invite. And Sandia BMW, right now, they have a white BMW in their showroom that you can go and take a picture with this and post it onto our Facebook page or any social media with a hashtag. And we'll put the hashtag in the
description box, yes.
And if you do that and you get picked, so all of those go into like a drawing. And if you're picked for that, the winner gets everything. So you get registration for 2 paid, you get your table set up on site so you don't have to bring any of this stuff. You have dinner catered, you have dessert, and you also get a bottle of champagne. So it is, all you have to do is come dressed ready to go.
So that's my favorite contest, and I know I've even entered it before. I was a group leader before. And you see lots of people going into the dealership dressed in all white sometimes to go take a picture, and they're really cool about it over there.
Yes.
They expect us. They know we're going to be coming by and snapping selfies. Yes.
You can climb in the car if you want.
And from what I've been told, the salesmen are even sometimes kind enough to help snap a photo.
Yes,
oh yeah,
will.
they'll snap for you.
So that's a good one.
Yes.
Now another.
And you don't, Sasha, you don't have to wear white.
Oh,
So
I know
you
that's a
don't
new
have
one
to
this year.
go. Yes, so the last 2 years we've made it a little easier, so you do not have to get dressed in all white.
Come as you are, take a photo.
And now the other sponsor is well, I shouldn't say the other. There are multiple sponsors, but the other one who's been with us for several years is Lily Barak.
Yes.
And they have a way that you can get in automatically as well. Why don't you tell us about that?
So Lily Barak has created a signature piece. I'm actually wearing last year's ring. That they created a special piece just for us with Dene and Blanc that you can collect. And if you do purchase that, it will give you a phase 1 invitation. And we were just chatting with them, and they say that they have people come back every single year just to collect these pieces, which is really sweet.
Well, I check out their pieces every year because they are unique and they're beautiful and they're white. So I love how it's not the same thing every year. They create a whole new piece of jewelry, and they even create an ensemble that goes together that you could buy if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's the whole white collection that you can purchase from to get a phase 1.
Nice.
So the signature piece is what we highlight, of course, but you can purchase any piece from the white collection.
Now, I know we've had another really great sponsor, and that is Sheehan Winery. He's been sponsoring the alcohol for many years now. In New Mexico, it is against the law to bring your own alcohol into Le Dîner en Blanc. So it's very important that you purchase your alcohol from the Dîner en Blanc website and you pick it up once you get to the event. They're pretty serious about this rule. So Sean Sheehan and the Sheehan Winery folks have been great, and they have a wide selection of wines that they provide for us, and every year I order the wine and I'm never disappointed. So I know he kind of has a little something special he does for some of his regular customers, and I know he sort of has a special party bus for the event. I've been on the party bus. And I want to say that's one of the most highly sought after buses. I think that one sold out in moments.
Instant, that one goes.
Yeah, I actually had to argue with having to keep my seat on it last year because they wanted me off so they could put someone else on. So we had a little conversation about that. So I love that our sponsors will actually come and attend the event.
All our sponsors come.
Yep.
They love this event. If you look through any of our photos or videos, you can usually see them in the background smiling. It's wonderful.
Well, and this year we have 3 premier sponsors. So it's Sandia BMW, Lily Barak, and this year Sun State Solar is on board for the first year. So we're
Nice.
really excited about Glenn Felty is a Dîner en Blanc. He's been a leader, a group leader for many years. Big fan. And this year he is on as our 3rd premier sponsor, and we have some really cool stuff coming for on site with him. Yeah. So stay tuned.
Oh, I can't wait. I know Glenn because we've been bus leaders and group leaders
Yes.
together. And I know that he's just as crazy about this event as the rest of us.
Yes.
And that's something else I've noticed is that once you've attended Le Dîner en Blanc, it's almost like you can't imagine not attending.
Right.
Especially for those of us who attended the first few, you see that these are the same people that go every year. But then there's always that influx of new folks who want to come as well. And I just love seeing it grow so much.
Yeah,
We've also seen some amazing table decorations.
Oh, they're so fun, aren't they? Just
And-
walking around and looking.
And the outfits.
Oh.
Some amazing outfits,
I
right?
know. One lady looked like Marie Antoinette last
Yes,
year in
absolutely.
all white with the big white bouffant.
We get a Marie Antoinette almost every year. Last year, I saw someone with this crazy feather dress that was my absolute favorite. I had to stop her. And
There's
say,
no such thing as too much.
you cannot be overdressed at
No,
this event.
not at all.
I agree. We even had Le Dîner en Blanc's very first pop-up wedding.
Yes.
did.
And that was at the Botanical Gardens that one
In
year.
2016.
I actually walked upon that and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Everyone was all in white and it was just beautiful.
Yes.
Well, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will tell you where you can find out all the information you're going to need so you can attend the event yourself. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
I just had to let you know what you're doing to me, baby. Your love's a lot like gravy, yes it is. I just can't get enough of your sweet stuff. Next in line.
I'm here this evening with Amy and Sarah, and we are talking about Le Dîner en Blanc, our favorite event every year. Now, as we've mentioned, people bring everything that they need to this event.
Yeah.
The exceptions to those are the alcohol, which they must purchase on site, and the food, which you guys have actually arranged to have food catered if people choose to buy it. So tell us who's cooking the food this year and how people can order it.
Well, you can order it by going onto the website once you have your ticket and selecting through the different catering packages. And they're all designed for 2 people, or you could even get a big family platter, so if you attend with a bunch of friends. The alcohol, as Sasha said, we do have to have purchase in advance because of New Mexico liquor laws. But everything is so convenient that you're just given a token by your bus leader, you go through a very fast line, and it is waiting for you. And we have Vara wine giving us cava in a big bottle and also a little bottle this year if you don't want the full large 750 milliliters, and Sheehan wine with the still wine.
Who would not want the 750 milliliters? Like, I'm just going to go for the big bottle. Now, you do need to order your wine in advance. You cannot buy it same day. That's something people should understand. Now, if people wanted to check out the food in advance and some of the wines, how could they do that?
They need to come to the preview party.
And at the preview party, they're going to have a tasting of all the food that the chef has prepared?
Sampling. So
Sampling,
you won't
yes.
get to taste everything, but it'll be a little bit just of the sampling from the selections. But we will have each selection laid out with pictures so you can see what will be available.
And which chef is cooking this year?
We can't tell you.
It's a secret.
That's a secret too, huh? I wonder which venue. So,
Just a
It's good though.
oh,
Yeah,
I
it's very tasty.
And then Sean Sheehan comes out and brings samplings of his wine.
He does.
And
At
then,
the preview party. Yeah.
yes, and then Lily Barak comes out and they bring samples of the jewelry.
Yep.
Who
Sun
else can we
State Solar
expect?
will be there.
Nice.
Another one of our sponsors.
Farah will be there.
Vara will be there this year. Very nice. And that happens at the Sandia BMW showroom, right? When and where is the preview party so that the public can know?
August 8th starts at 5:30 and we go till about 8. And we're also going to have a live feed on Z106.3 this year. So the
Nice.
Vanguard Group is our media partner this year, and they're going to have some really cool things in store for us.
That's awesome. So what day, I know this is all a whole lot of planning for something that's not happening until September. What day is Le Dîner en Blanc this year?
Thursday, September 19th.
Are you sure?
Guaranteed.
We're sure, okay.
1919.
Now, my next question's more, do you take the next day off of work? Because I know I do.
I take the next week off, Sasha. Come on.
I wish I could, but there's always so many follow-up emails. We often are just sitting by a pool going, are you getting that one? I'll get this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that immediately afterwards.
I know the event goes until about, we usually arrive back at our departure locations about 11 p.m.
Correct.
But this year and last year, it has changed because now there's an official after party.
Yeah.
So why don't you ladies tell us about the after party this year so we know what hotel to go to?
Well, it's our favorite because we get to party at the after party.
Right? You're
We
done.
finally get to party.
We get to have a good time. Everything's finished. Hopefully there were no snags and we can celebrate. A job well done.
Yeah.
This year's after party is being sponsored by Hyatt downtown.
Wow.
And it will be in their white room, which
You like that one?
How
I
perfect is
love that.
right? And again, we have Z1063 that will be there as our DJ, and yeah.
Oh, I'm
Good times.
so excited.
So from whatever departure point that you get picked up at, your bus will take you back there, but there's plenty of time because they're staying open late just for us to get back over there.
Yeah, last year's after party ended too early, midnight.
Or
And this year we're going to be able to go till like 1:30.
or you could Uber to
Yeah.
your departure point, and no, you'd still have to take a ride back. That doesn't work. Yeah.
I know.
Uber is always a good idea in
The
general.
party people figure it out.
We do, because last year, I'm a group leader, so
Right.
I go back to my hotel and I make sure that everyone else got back to where they needed to go. And this rare occasion, there's a sober driver. You'll see 10 people in formal outfits pile into a Prius and go down the road. And then there's the other group where 10 people pile into a minivan Uber and also go up the road. And that's another thing I like is most of the pickup locations are optimal for making it to both the event and the after party fairly easily. So you guys have done a pretty good job. Now, I know a lot of guests choose to stay at the hotel departure points. So that's another option that they use.
Yeah, so last year was the first year that we had hotel departure points, and I think our guests really enjoyed that. So we are bringing a few of those back this year. We haven't announced our departure points officially yet, but by the time phase 1 registration opens, they will, of course, be ready.
So let me get this straight. We have a preview party next week on Thursday.
Yes.
The following week, we have phase 1 registration opening.
Correct.
And then phase 2 and phase 3 each follow 7 days apart.
Correct.
And then by the time we get done with phase 3, our event is just a couple weeks away.
Basically, it's
So
right there.
catering will be open up until about a week before the event.
September 5th.
So that's the time where you got your ticket, now it's time to get your food and your wine and your champagne and make
Well,
sure you're all set.
I always buy my food and wine right when I get my ticket.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that usually about a week later, I decide that 2 bottles is just not going to be enough. And I always go back and buy one more just in case. So I highly recommend that, guests do all of their purchasing in the beginning, and that way they have the ability to think and plan ahead. I know I enjoy buying the catering because it's delicious food. It's one less thing I have to bring, and I don't have to worry about it being cold or hot or anything like that. And I love the convenience of just being able to take my little token bag, hand my token over, and they give you a beautiful collectible bag. Are they giving those out again this year?
Yes, of course.
So for everyone who orders catering, you get a beautiful collectible bag, and you get to keep them year after year, as we saw.
Yeah.
That tends to be a collector's item because you can pile all your things into it and bring it back next year.
And Sasha, there is a 2-bottle limit per couple. So you are breaking the rules.
Well, I had no idea.
You're sharing it with the table next to you, right?
Well, what ends up happening is, you end up running into so many people that you know and
Yes.
love that I'm very, very friendly with my
Yes.
bottle of wine. So I've been known to share with my whole wine table of 30 guests. So
Yes.
I certainly don't drink 3 bottles of wine on my own in a single evening. But I do find, there's always somebody who forgot to bring
That is true.
theirs.
That does happen.
And so, yes, there's always something that's forgotten. There's always something that's broken. But in the end, I think we all have an amazing night.
Oh, yes.
Ladies, is there anything you'd like to add?
Oh, thank you for having us. I mean, you are one of the biggest supporters, and you keep us motivated, which is a good deal when we're getting tired of all the event planning. But we love it and do it for the guests.
Well, just like Sarah, I'm a huge fan of the fact that this does put us on an international stage, and it showcases all the best that Albuquerque has to offer.
Yep.
And with everyone dressed in all white and looking in their best dressed, I think it's just one of the most amazing things that can go on. So thank you, ladies, for working so hard to put on such a magical evening. If you would like to know more about Les Dîners en Blanc, you can find them on the internet. You can find them on Facebook and Twitter, and all of those links should be in the description box below. We hope to see you at this year's event, and have a good evening.